I'm not enough. I'm not good enough of your attention. I'm not good enough to be recording now this video to share my opinion and my experiences. I'm not good enough of the reality that I actually desire to experience. I'm just not enough. Because I'm too addicted and attached to the conditioning, trauma, and programming that I received in my childhood and throughout the life. Because I don't know any other way than feeling that I'm not good enough. And instead of starting to surround myself with people who are different frequency, the people who I actually desire to have as a friends, as acquaintances, as clients, as partners. Instead of doing that, and instead of putting myself in situations that are actually worthy of me, I'm too busy. I'm too busy telling and repeating that disempowering story that will allow me to stay in my comfort zone of the known, which is I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I don't have enough money. I'm not spiritual enough. I don't know what my purpose is enough. I'm not in my power enough. I don't have good friends enough. I don't know how to build a good business. I'm just not enough. And yet I feel that I have so much more potential, that I came here on a planet to serve, to help others. And I deeply, deeply desire to contribute to the change of the planet and the consciousness of humanity and the way of being of humanity, not only for this generation, but the generations to come. I know I'm a mission soul, and I came here to break the patterns in the old cycles. But yet, I cannot even break my own limiting and disempowering cycles. Because again, I'm too addicted. Too addicted to my own conditioning, too attached, and unconsciously I continue to choose the known comfort zone because it's uncomfortable to build an intimate relationship with myself, to be so raw and real with myself. And tell to myself and admit to myself, acknowledge that I'm not happy, that I'm not where I want to be. Instead of being honest and real, I'll continue fixing myself and trying to reach my goals, thereof creating the gap between who I am now and where I want to be even bigger. I will continue buying into the illusions that I can manifest and all of that, and sometime, one day, everything will just fall onto me if I push hard enough. But I will not acknowledge my pain. I will not pause and look at what is, because it's too uncomfortable. So here I am, feeling not enough, feeling alone, separated, disempowered, purposeless. continuing sitting in self-pity, judgment, self-criticism, and wishing, trying, and hoping, and feeling sorry for myself that nothing changes in my life. So at some point I just give up, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and I go back to the life that I know, thinking that that's what I deserve. And that, my beautiful, beautiful souls who are watching and have watched this far, this is how, sorry, there's a chicken. This is how most of the people, most of the souls who came here to create a change in the planet, this is how they feel. They feel alone, they feel separated, and they feel not enough. And the not enough, I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, or whatever, is one of the biggest illusions that is holding back all the Starseeds, Lightworkers, mission souls, even though they don't know it on maybe unconscious level who they are. They just have this deep longing that they here for something bigger. But yet, because their conditioning is so strong and they just don't know how to get out of it, they continue looping the story. And the I'm not enough is actually, once you start, once your path of remembrance and realigning back with your soul path starts to activate, I'm not enough is one of the first patterns, programs, imprints you will need to face and figure how to release and clear out of your field. This is one of the number one things that will come up. Now think, how many people do you know who actually think that they're not good enough, that they're not enough? Maybe it's even includes yourself. How many people get caught up on this one limiting story, which sabotages them, their business, their potential, and probably their whole life trajectory, if they continue to buy into this illusion, if they continue entertaining the story, if they continue feeding it with their conscious awareness and their energy. Sometimes there are people who spend the rest of their life in this one story, paralyzing them to do anything else, not even scratching the surface of who they are and why they came here, not even having a glimpse of what the potential of their life could be if they both step into their personal power and their full self-expression and know them as a soul essence that they are. And so many people will be like, yeah, Kristina, but I don't know who am I? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my soul essence is. Of course you do not know. No one knows when we come here. But we figure it by doing the inner work. We figure it by undoing who we're not. If something feels uncomfortable, that is your soul telling you this is not who you are. And by knowing who you're not and releasing that out of your psyche, out of your energy field, you will start learning about yourself. Who are you? And what do you enjoy? What type of activities do you enjoy? What type of people you like to surround yourself with and co-create with? What type of energy do you bring? And what type of energy actually your soul is? Are you fiery? Are you, going out there and creating things? Or you're more grounded and calm and like nurturing people? Or maybe you're up in the air and you are in, activating people and bringing the joy. Now think about it. how can you expect yourself to know these things if you're not even exposing yourself to these different ways of being, if you're not learning about yourself, if you're not allowing yourself to play, to try, to experiment, to express yourself, right? If the only thing, guys, that you are doing is, sorry, I'm just gonna try to fix the light. If the only thing that you're continuing to do is cycling through and repeating the disempowered story, it's not because there's something wrong with you and you don't have a purpose or whatever. It's because you don't have the space to let into your life better things. It's because you're just busy. You have no time to go and express and play because you're busy repeating the story. So with this video, I really, I'm sending you all of the energy to activate, to remind you so you can remember with your own power. You can reconnect with your own power. You can remember the infinity of your being. You can start to feel that you're not alone, that there's actually nothing wrong with you, that actually what you are experiencing is exactly perfect, and it is part of your soul path. It is part of your remembrance. You're not the first and you're not the last one who is going to go through it. And I hope you're going through it, not sitting it, feeding it, and continuing to disempower yourself and wasting your precious consciousness, precious time on the planet Earth that you have to support your family, to support your ancestry, to support other people by clearing those disempowering stories out of your field. I'm right now in Thailand, and it's been almost raining the whole morning. I don't know if you can hear now the rain. Yeah, if it's gonna get too loud, I'm gonna probably close the door, but maybe it's gonna end in a few minutes. So that's it, guys. I hope you felt how ridiculous it might seem from the side when I was telling you that I'm not worthy of your attention, that I'm not good enough to live the life that I want. Why? Who is gonna tell me that I'm enough? Or who's gonna tell me that I'm not enough? I'm gonna shut the door. Alright, so I had to shut the door and shut all the windows and put some light on, so we changed the light a little bit, but yeah, that's what you get when you are in Southeast Asia. Yeah, the past few days have been really raining, and I got under one of those muson rains, storms. Do not recommend, especially if you're driving on a bike through the mountains. Anyway, back to the topic of you're the only one who may determine if you're good enough or not. That's it. Who is gonna tell you this is enough and this is not enough? Except you yourself telling yourself the story that you are worthy of XY's money, that you are worthy of running a business that feels fulfilling and brings in good money for you, that you're not worthy of good relationships in your life. The only reason you keep believing it is because that's what you learned, that's how you've been taught and trained in your childhood. And if that was the case, I'm really sorry to hear that you have had that experience where there wasn't a figure of authority, which was your parent, caretaker, caregiver, teacher, whatsoever, where there was power of authority which was not conscious, loving, and aware enough to put you down. I'm sorry to hear that you've had that experience. I'm sorry to hear that that person or people did not have awareness enough, that they have been traumatized themselves, that they feel separated themselves, that they feel not good enough themselves, that they judge a child. I'm sorry that you have learned these ways of being, but I want you to remind you, beautiful, infinite being of light, this is not who you are. This is your conditioning. This is what was the experience you received when at the beginning of your life, as this version of your infinite consciousness, as this human. You have power to pause in any given moment. Acknowledge where you are. Feel sorry for yourself, feel pain, whatever it is that you're feeling. But also realize it's not you. It's something that you experienced that caused specific reaction in your body, and because it have happened often enough that it created neurological connections in your brain, creating and placing you in an invisible limitation box. That this is the only way of reality. This is one of the infinite versions of reality, how you can experience reality. So I want you to realize it's just a story. Process the pain. This is just a story. Acknowledge the pain that you're feeling. Process it, release it, and then choose a new way of being. Choose that you're not going to tolerate this anymore. You're not going to believe or entertain the stories that keep you stuck in the illusion, which is not true, which is keeping you away from the wholeness of beingness. And instead of creating and expressing and doing actually what your soul desires, you're too busy entertaining the story and continuing beating yourself up. Is this fun? Are you actually enjoying it? If not, ask yourself, do you want to continue or you want to redirect yourself? That's it. No one is going to come and save you, and there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to continue beating yourself up, and you don't need to pity yourself in hopes that if you beat yourself down, someone is going to come and save you, because that was a technique we learned or developed in the childhood in order to receive love. You're adult now. No one is in charge or capable of telling you what to do, if only you're not allowing it. So, beautiful soul, remember, you're not alone. You're not the first one, you're not the last one who receives this empowering story, who have received. I just want you to know you can totally release it. It is not you. There's not just such a thing as good enough or not good enough. It's a illusion of separation. There's no meter how you gonna rate someone. It is you. And whatever you decide to create and experience in your life, that's it. You choose the people you surround yourself with. You choose the experiences you want to go for. You choose the experiences you want to call in. You choose the capacity you want to receive something in your life. And if you want to receive something but it feels uncomfortable, okay, there's my limit. I'm going to feel into that limit. I'm going to release it because I know I'm infinite. And even this human is limited. I can work through the energetics with my consciousness to release the fear or shame or guilt or whatever, the disempowering story, and expand. Take up space. Expand my quota, light quota, capacity to receive. And freaking receive. Decide that this is what you want to experience. That's it. Sounds simple. But it takes work. It takes work. It is uncomfortable. But that's your pathway to the freedom freedom from the disempowering stories, freedom from the conditioning and programs that you have received through culture, through how you were brought up by your parents, through ancestors, through DNA, through your blood that you have received. And that's okay. All of us have signed up for certain lessons. You just need to zoom out from your little self into why my soul decided to incarnate here, why my soul decided to receive these lessons. Because there is a purpose, most probably for you to figure how to overcome it, so that then then you support and uplift others in the same area. Might be health, finances, love, relationships, whatever. Whatever is the area you're struggling with, personal power is typically the area of the genius and the power of your soul. So that you transmute it. You sign up exactly for this. It's not because you're not good enough or you're not enough. It's the lesson you're learning. So, with that being said, beautiful soul, sending you all of my love, all of my power. Know that you're not experiencing something outrageous or that there's something wrong with you. You're the only one on the planet who is experiencing this way. Everyone is experiencing. You're part of one. You're part of the infinite consciousness, expression of the source. You're just experiencing a certain frequency which only you are designed to experience, transmute, and release. That's it. Stop being so fixated on your issues, on your problems, and instead of micro, go macro. Think and see and feel the bigger picture. That's how you free yourself from these small human pains and attachments. Because there's so much more you came here to experience, so much more you came here to give, to co-create. There's so many beautiful, beautiful souls that will come into your life. But you need to decide and commit to yourself that this is what from now on you commit yourself to. You stop tolerating the abuse. You stop first of all, from yourself. You stop tolerating suffering. You stop tolerating dissatisfaction, not being happy. Continue doing it only if you actually like it. But most people are engaging in this disempowering ways of being because they do not know any better. But when you know this is not you, you can pause, acknowledge, accept where you're at, look at it, understand that this is not who you are, separate, release, clear it out of your field, understand it was just a story. Choose out of the infinite possibilities, infinite versions of reality, what is that you want to experience, what is that your soul feels like experiencing, right? And there might be stories like, oh, am I good enough, or whatever, or uncompatibility. You address that, but you be honest with yourself. What is that you want to experience? And that's it. You decide, and you know that the God, universe, infinite will provide it, will pull it into your, through the law of attraction, will bring it into your life. Not because you're worthy, not because you're enough, because you embody that frequency, because you decided, because you have the desire, and your desire is sacred. It's your internal compass. This is how your soul is communicating and expressing it. There's no shame in having desire. Desire is your compass. And that's it. And you continue doing the work. You continue doing the work. And when you know and you see yourself as soul, and you know you have soul brothers, you know you have soul family, the oversoul, the frequency, right, from which different souls come and incarnate, you're all part of one. And then it goes up into avatar consciousness and so on, but we're not gonna get into it, but you're not alone. And life will start to become so much more enjoyable when you start repeating and trapping yourself in the illusionary stories of distortion and separation and suffering and pain. Do you really want to continue doing it? Ask yourself, right? So I hope this video was helpful. If you watched the full video, or just part of it, or specific parts, what I said resonated, you can go back and listen to it again. I do that all the time. Sometimes I pause the videos and like allow my consciousness to process, to integrate, to drop in what I just heard, because most of the time, most of the information that actually comes through is the energetical transmission, not the words that we hear or speak, right? And if you need more guidance and support into how to break through this unhelpful patterns, there is a free workbook that I created. It is called 6 Steps to Break Free from Your Limiting Patterns of Your Mind. I'm gonna drop the link down in the description in the first comment, so go check it out. It's completely free, but it gives you 6 steps, that's it, bam bam bam, in the workbook to address the patterns. So it's a simple technique or tool, whatever you call it, but this is something that I developed by working on myself, working with my clients, and it's pretty much, doesn't matter what's that story, it's like, okay, this, and that's how we release it. So if this guys was helpful, please leave it a like, please share it with a friend who needs this, who is maybe stuck in the disempowering stories, wasting their precious consciousness and time on planet Earth. Please share it with them. You do not know me, you might change someone's trajectory of life. There we go. And I would love to hear in the comments from you how this resonated, and I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, sending you a big hug, and speak soon.